Good morning, good morning. American Federation of Teachers, good morning. The AFT team, thank you, friend, for the kind introduction, and welcome and thank you all for what you do. For our teachers, our classified, our healthcare workers, our nurses, our public employees, the higher ed faculty, the AFT team is strong to build the dreams of our students, to build the dreams of our families for a better life. So I am so honored to be here and speak with you, and I want to thank all of you for what you do. You are leaders, you are union leaders, you are the vanguard for the future for our kids. I thank you for your positive energy, your vision, the leadership, and your determination. So are you ready for another fantastic day, another awesome day? You're ready, you're ready. And speaking of leadership, a special thank you to your president, Randy Weingarten. Relentless Randy. We're proud that Randy is leading the effort across this country to reclaim the promise on public education. And I must also thank, well, how can you have a more dynamic person? It is indeed fortunate that we have such a dynamic, articulate, valiant champion for public education in Randy, your president. Thank you, Randy. And I must also thank two terrific leaders, two fantastic friends from California, my friends, CFT President Josh Pestwalt and Secretary-Treasurer Jeff Freitas. We work very closely together. Something I hear does not happen in states all across this country. When I took office as California Superintendent 3 years ago, our public schools were in fiscal crisis. CFT was at my side when I declared a state of financial emergency for our schools, to put a spotlight on the terrible cuts that were taking place, to also put a spotlight on the great things being done by skilled, hardworking teachers who believed in kids and despite budget cuts were giving their all so our kids could succeed. We riveted public attention and we started to turn the tide, and CFT was at the front. Thousands of classified and teachers were being laid off, over 40,000. Nurses, librarians, and counselors were losing their jobs. Arts, music, and drama programs were cut across the board. No one worked harder than CFT to get a solution that stopped the cuts to our schools. Josh and Jeff team were just tireless, uncompromising about speaking up for what our schools and our students needed. They were champions, they carried the day. We passed Proposition 30, added $6 billion a year to our state budget, and dedicated to education. We stopped the education cuts. Because they did, and because we did, working together, working with our great governor, Jerry Brown. Did you like Jerry Brown yesterday? He's a great leader for education. Because of that teamwork, California is now hiring teachers, not laying them off. We're investing in education again, directing more resources to schools and children with the greatest needs. We're making class sizes smaller, not bigger. We are adding back programs in drama, arts, and music. And we've raised graduation rates to 80%, the highest ever in California history. That's teamwork. So there's also a saying, no good deed goes unpunished. And the work of CFT has been proof of that. We've taken our lumps here in California. We were criticized when we refused to march in lockstep with Washington and rely on junk science to evaluate teachers. When we insisted that our schools needed a break from standardized testing, our federal funding was threatened. We had a showdown. With strong support from CFT, we refused to do the double testing. We stood our ground and we won. And now we're under attack because we believe experienced teachers have the right to due process when their jobs are on the line. Ours is a profession under attack. Far too many people take the low road, blaming teachers for the problems in our public schools. But we know, teachers are not the problem, teachers are the solution. My opponent a former Wall Street investment banker, my opponent disagrees. He says teachers have too much say. He wants to roll back your rights so that private interests can step in. But our schools are no place for Wall Street speculation, and the trading floor, no place for that kind of speculation. And the trading floor at Solomon Brothers is no training ground for superintendent of schools. Like you, I'm proud. I'm proud to be a teacher. I'm proud to take the teacher's approach into all my work, whatever I do, wherever I'm working. Whether managing the Department of Education or seeing a bill through the Capitol, classroom experience makes a critical difference. As a teacher, I know decisions about education dollars are best made by schools, by parents, teachers, and classified and community leaders working together themselves to set the priority, not by politicians from Washington and not by wealthy investors from Wall Street. And we know that children need the right start, quality preschool. I know that our students need to be safe, safe from discrimination, safe from bullying, safe from crime. I know that teachers want the freedom, need the freedom, and the time to share professionally their best lesson plans, their best practices. That's why we fought in the California budget just adopted for $1 billion for professional development. What do you think of that? We need that. Sharing great ideas, great teachers, great professionals. And as a teacher also, I know that our students need a taste of the work world. That is why we are expanding career and technical education. We are working to get our students ready for careers as well as college, and we put $500 million in our budget to help those programs get going. The choice is clear here in California and across the nation. Do we keep moving in the right direction, or do we take a huge step backwards? It's time to send a loud and clear message that every school is worth investing in, and not one is for sale. This is the fight for the future of our schools and the future of our children. Are we ready to link arms together, moving forward together? Are we ready to reclaim the promise of public education? We are. We know our kids get only one chance at a great education. Now is not the time to move backward. Let's keep fighting, side by side, working together, believing in the dreams of those children, their parents, and help them realize their chance at the California dream. Thank you for your tremendous teamwork. Thank you for your great leadership. AFT, you're awesome.
Before Tom goes, he's in a very, very, very tough race. And, you know, CFT, many of our locals in California, CTA, AFT, we are doing what we can do politically to make sure this amazing educator stays as the superintendent of education in California. But we can also do things personally. And I told Tom last night, and I'm telling the convention here, that I'm giving Tom a personal check today when we get off the stage for this campaign. And there is a website that is supposed to come up on the stage so that if anybody is moved to do the same thing, this is the campaign website to do that and to do similarly. Because, as you know, the other side has an unlimited amount of money, and they will use it all the time to try and destabilize and undermine those who want to reclaim the promise of public education. Thank you.
Awesome team.